Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. Comment below and then share the videos. We are on our flight to 10K. Today I want to share with you a very peculiar story that I have taken from the Bible. It is a story about David on his deathbed, sitting down with his son, Solomon, and to give him some secrets in order for him to succeed in his kingship as a man. If we read the book of 1 Kings chapter number 2, verse 1 to 4, you will realize that any father who loves his son will pass on whatever he has, whatever secret, whatever mystery he has in his head, and then he has done, that has made him successful in his endeavors. That is what David as a father did to Solomon. And so when you read the 1 Kings chapter number 2, verse 1 to 4, you know, David was a man that was after God's own heart. He had worshipped God and followed him sincerely, doggedly, from his youth onto the throne, unto the time he was about to die. And so he faced a lot of situations. He faced a lot of challenges and circumstances. His friend Jonathan died and left him. His son Absalom fought against him, turned his back on him. His own counselor Ahithophel also rose up against him and conspired against him. And so he went through all these things, succeeding at the end. And so he needed to pass on his secret onto his son Solomon for him also to be successful. And so this is what David said in 1 Kings chapter number 2 from verse 1 to 4. And I'm going to read it to you. Verse 1, it says, "When the time drew near for David to die, he gave a charge to Solomon his son." Verse 2, "I am about to go to the way of all the earth," he said. "So be strong, show yourself as a man." This is one of the secrets of King David. David was a man of strength, he was a man of courage, he was a man of confidence, he was a man of balls, he had the balls. Even when he was confronted by his brothers not to speak, when Goliath was confronting and then insulating the name of Jesus Christ, he was insulating the name of the God of Israel. He couldn't stay there. He had the balls to confront David. So he told Solomon, "Solomon, my son, be strong." That is the first thing. Because for you to succeed in this world, you need strength. You need balls. Because no one succeeds in this life without strength, without confidence. It is the survival of the fittest. If you want to reign in this kingdom, if you want to take this kingship to the next level, you need to be strong and show yourself as a man. You need to have balls. You need to have it. In the midst of situations, in the midst of challenges, you need to have the heart to stand alone. Even all your friends and all your families turn their backs on you, you need to show yourself as a man. Verse 3, "And observe what the Lord your God requires. Walk in his ways and keep his decrees and commands, his laws and requirements, as written in the law of Moses." That is the next thing that David told Solomon. That after you have been strong and shown yourself as a man, after you have built yourself confidence and courage, you need to follow the requirement of God. Because it is God that took him from nowhere onto the throne, from a shepherd boy to a king, from the wilderness into the palace. And so if my son Solomon, you want to be great as I am, fighting every battle and losing none, then you must follow the requirements of the living God. You must follow his decrees. You must follow his commands. You must follow his statutes and decrees. You hearken unto his voice. As he says in Deuteronomy 28 verse 1, if you will hearken unto my voice, that is the condition, you will be great. You will stand on mountains. Nations will salute you. So that is it. This is the secret, the covenant that David had with God. And so he needed to lay it down to his son. As a guardian, as a parent, as a leader. When you are handling the mantle to the next generation, to your successor, to your heir, you need to give them the principles, the secrets, for them to follow, for them to be successful in their endeavors, in their time, in their generation. Because your successor will determine how good you are as a leader. Your children are going to determine how best you are as a father. Let's go on to see what happened when David told him that if you are strong and you show yourself as a man and follow the requirements of God, this is what is going to happen to you. It is what is going to be the benefit of that obedience. I'm taking the verse 3 again. And observe what the Lord your God requires. Walk in his ways and keep his decrees and commands, his laws written in the law of Moses, so that you may prosper in all you do and wherever you go. In all you do and wherever you go. You see, there are some people who are prosperous and successful and skillful in what they do. Their hands are very adroit. They are very adept in what they do. But when they move from one place to the other, it seems that it is a curse for them. They are not prosperous in their journey. They think the greener pastures will bring them wealth and then fame. But when they move from their location, they are not prosperous. This is what David told to Solomon. And so you see the life of David. Whatever he does, wherever he goes, he was prosperous. And so if you need to be prosperous in your endeavors, in what you do, and wherever you go, you need to follow the requirements of God. This is the benefit in following God. Whatever you do, you will prosper. Wherever you go, you will prosper. As in Psalm chapter 1 verse 3 says, that person shall be a tree planted along riverside. Whatever he does, whatever, a shoemaker, a hairdresser, a doctor, a politician, you will prosper. Whatever you do and wherever you go, so that the Lord may keep his promise to me. God has a covenant and a promise to every father, to every leader, to every guardian. You need to tell your children what that is, so that the Lord will keep his part of the deal. And then your son will also keep his part of the deal. Because the covenant, the promise is not in the aspect of God alone. You as a son, you need to fulfill your part. For God to fulfill your part. For the increase of harvest to occur in your life. And so this is what I wanted to tell you. In 1 Kings chapter number 2, from verse 1 to verse 4, that you should show yourself as a man. You should have balls. You got to take risk and follow the requirements of God. And I'll tell you that whatever you do, wherever you go, you will prosper. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bar, and comment.